6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The President says Sri Lanka fully supports the UNSG's program to stop the Gaza conflict and establish peace. The IMF is happy even if Sri Lanka and China negotiate independently, so long as there is even-handed treatment in debt restructuring. The Finance State Minister says the restructuring of public institutions to be expedited. 5,500 principals will be appointed on the 4th of next month. The State Minister of Technology requests technical professionals to promote digital technology to face the present challenges successfully. Advisories issued for severe lightning, heavy rain and rough seas. More details revealed after the fishing trawler carrying heroin and ice worth over 4 billion rupees seized. In news overseas, the Israeli military hints at readiness for ground offensive in Gaza. In sports news cricket, India climbs to the top with 4-wicket win over New Zealand. President Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasized that the policy of the present government is to treat every religion equally and provide equal rights to every citizen. He further stressed that he does not approve of making the Palestinian people victims in the Israeli-Hamas conflict. He pledged full support to the program of the UN Secretary-General to stop the conflict and establish peace in the region, the President's Media Division PMD said in a statement. President Ranil Wickremesinghe conveyed these thoughts while addressing the National Milad-un-Nabi celebration held at the Musali National School Stadium in Mannar last morning. The event was jointly organized by the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs and the Department of Muslim Religious and Cultural Affairs. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, upon arriving at the event, received a warm welcome from prominent Muslim cultural figures. The keynote address of the event was delivered by Maulavi Ashek B. Nithematullah. A commemorative stamp and souvenir cover were issued for the National Milad-un-Nabi celebration 2023 and were presented to the President by the Postmaster General Mr. Ruwan Palitha Satkumara. The President was also presented with a special commemorative issue and the book The History of the Mannar District, issued on the occasion of the National Milad-un-Nabi celebration. The State Minister of Technology Kanaka Herath requests engineers and technical professionals to promote digital technology to face the present challenges successfully. The time has arisen to recognize the digital economy to increase the GDP value of the country. The present contribution of the digital economy is around $3.8 billion. This can be increased up to $25 billion in 2030 if policies are properly implemented from now, the State Minister added. The State Minister made these remarks at a function held in Colombo yesterday. State Minister Aravind Kumar says 5,500 principals will be appointed on the 4th of next month. The appointments will be made based on the results obtained through the competitive exam held 2 years ago. The new appointments are made with the sole purpose of filling the vacancies in state schools island-wide. These recruitments are done in accordance with the government circulars and suitable qualified personnel are selected for these posts, the State Minister said. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Cherished companion of microfinance banking, Samurdhi Community Bank.
The IMF is happy even if Sri Lanka and China negotiate independently, so long as there is even-handed treatment in debt restructuring, IMF Senior Mission Chief for Sri Lanka Peter Breyer said. He further noted that a tentative agreement between Sri Lanka and the Export-Import Bank of China will analyze the details when it is received. He urged all official creditors to move forward and agree on an appropriate debt treatment in line with the financing assurances they provided. Mr. Breyer was speaking recently at the press briefing of the first review of Sri Lanka's extended fund facility arrangement. When questioned about potential uneven treatment, he later added, quote, "The IMF is very sensitive to that question, whether countries are being treated in an even-handed manner, given the circumstances that they are in. And of course, in Sri Lanka, we follow that principle as well. Indeed, we have a department, a strategy, policy and review department that has one of its key missions to ensure even-handed treatment of countries, and we follow that principle in Sri Lanka very closely," unquote, he said. Meanwhile, the State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinga states that measures will be taken to expedite the procedure of restructuring public institutions. Joining a press conference in Anuradhapura, Semasinga pointed out that the restructuring program of loss-making state institutions is currently being carried out successfully in order to provide solutions to the current economic crisis. Furthermore, the State Minister also emphasized that the necessary discussions regarding foreign debt optimization programs are currently underway. The Sri Lanka Navy has intercepted a local multi-day fishing trawler with over 212 kilograms of heroin and ice drugs crystal meth valued at over 4,000 million rupees concealed inside in the high seas west of Galle. The interception has been carried out by the Sri Lanka Coast Guard SLCG Samudra Raksha based on information derived from a coordinated intelligence operation conducted by the Sri Lanka Navy and the Police Narcotics Bureau. Subsequently, the suspicious trawler was escorted to the Dondra Fisheries Harbour for further search. Following the suspicious local multi-day fishing trawler being escorted to the Dondra Fisheries Harbour, the careful search with the Sri Lanka Coast Guard led to the recovery of 160 packages of heroin weighing about 180 kilograms and 800 grams, as well as 28 parcels of crystal meth weighing around 31 kilos and 550 grams, contained in 12 sacks last morning, the Navy said. The special operation, mounted about 168 kilometers off the west of Galle, has also led to the apprehension of 5 suspects aboard. The commander of the Navy, Vice Admiral Priyantha Pereira, arrived at the Dondra Fisheries Harbour to personally inspect the sea's consignment of narcotics. Meanwhile, the street value of the consignment of drugs, weighing around 212 kilos and 350 grams, held in this operation, is believed to be over 4,000 million rupees. The Met Department has issued separate amber-level weather advisories for severe lightning and heavy rain in several provinces, as well as for strong winds and rough seas to be in effect until early this morning. Accordingly, thunder showers accompanied by severe lightning is likely to occur at several places in the central, Sabaragamuwa, north central, eastern and Uva provinces, the Met Department said. There may be temporary localized strong winds during the thunder showers. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by lightning activity, according to the department. It also said that the atmospheric conditions are favorable for thunderstorms at most places over the island during the evening and night. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the central, Sabaragamuwa, Uva and eastern provinces. Meanwhile, the Met Department has also issued an advisory for strong winds and rough seas for multi-day boats in the southwest and adjoining West Central Bay of Bengal sea areas during the next 24 hours, ending at 2:30 p.m. today.
Your closest ally in microfinance banking. The front runner in uplifting low-income households. Extending a hand to those aspiring to thrive. Your very own financial institution, Samurdhi Community Bank, with a presence of 1,089 branches throughout the island. Your closest ally in microfinance banking. Your steadfast financial partner, Samurdhi Community Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Steps will be taken to strengthen trade and investment ties between China's Yunnan province and Sri Lanka. A bilateral discussion in this regard was held at the Temple Trees with the participation of the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce in the Yunnan province and the Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena recently. The Prime Minister said that the government is planning to boost trade in industries such as logistics and cross-border e-commerce with China's Yunnan province. He said the partnership will highlight the interest of both governments and the private sector in Thailand and Yunnan to to collaborate and enhance economic development.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
And now in Watchlight, the number of dengue cases in several areas of the Western Province and in the Kandy district of Central Province has increased. The National Dengue Control Unit says most of the breeding grounds for mosquitoes have been identified around the schools and religious places in many areas. The Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Nalin Aryaratna, said 66,652 dengue cases have been reported in Sri Lanka so far this year. In world news headlines now. The Israeli military hints at readiness for ground offensive in Gaza. Japan's rebranded motor show to open with focus on future mobility. Ukrainian troops cross river into Russian-held Kherson. An Israeli military spokesperson has indicated that the country's forces are prepared to launch large-scale operations, including a ground offensive in the Gaza Strip. The spokesperson said on Sunday that the military is intensifying attacks on Gaza to minimize danger to its forces in the next stages of war. He also said Israel will go to the next phase under the best conditions for its military in accordance with the decision of the political level. Major Japanese automakers will be showcasing their latest technologies such as electric vehicles, self-driving cars and vertical takeoff vehicles at Japan's rebranded auto show. The Japan Mobility Show, which was renamed from the Tokyo Motor Show, will open for the first time in 4 years in Tokyo on Thursday. Nearly 500 companies, including automakers, steel companies and telecommunication firms, will take part. Toyota Motor will unveil a new EV concept car to be launched in 2026. Nissan will display a concept vehicle featuring fully autonomous driving technologies. Russia is stepping up its offensive in eastern parts of Ukraine, but Kiev is reportedly conducting a large-scale operation in the southern Kherson region. Ukrainian troops are likely to have crossed the Dnipro River to the Russian-occupied area. The Russian military launched a missile attack on Saturday on a postal distribution center in the eastern region of Kharkiv. Ukrainian officials say at least 6 people were killed and 16 injured. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called for more pressure on Russia, describing it as a terrorist state. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. The Israeli military hints at readiness for ground offensive in Gaza. Japan's rebranded motor show to open with a focus on future mobility. Ukrainian troops cross river into Russian-held Kherson.
Development news.
Reviving a major boost to Sri Lanka tourism, Fitsia Airlines started operating charter flights between Colombo and Yerevan, Armenia from this week. It said the flights will be operated once every 9 days. Fitsia's first flight from Yerevan, Armenia to Sri Lanka arrived with a group of 150 tourists, and the airport aviation gave a water cannon salute and arranged a special ceremony for the guests as well. Fitsia is Sri Lanka's only privately owned airline and operates scheduled passenger services as well as international cargo flights to Dubai, the Maldives and Chennai.
Sports news is brought to you by Shakti. Refresh your mind and body. Shakti Energy Drink. 350 rupees only. Available at island-wide leading groceries and supermarkets. Shakti. Taste the power.
In cricket news, Virat Kohli scored 95 in 104 balls with 8 fours and 2 sixes, leading India to a 4-wicket win over New Zealand in their Cricket World Cup match in Dharamshala yesterday. India remained unbeaten in their 5th consecutive World Cup match, claiming the top spot on the points table. Kohli came close to his 2nd consecutive century, but was caught by Glenn Phillips off Matt Henry's bowling, narrowly missing a chance to equal Sachin Tendulkar's record of 49 centuries. Chasing a target of 274, Kohli's performance was pivotal, supported by skipper Rohit Sharma and Ravindra Jadeja, helping India win the match with 12 balls to spare. The Man of the Match award went to Indian paceman Mohammad Sami, who took 5 for 54. Meanwhile, Dushmantha Chameera is likely to replace injured Matisha Patirana for the next World Cup cricket matches, a senior official of Sri Lanka cricket confirmed yesterday. Young Patirana is suffering from an injury after the Pakistan game, and he tried to come back to the side after rehabilitation periods, but medical experts gave 10 days for him to recover, but he tried to bowl at practices before the Netherlands game, and it was not successful. He still has pain, and they are going to inform them officially to the World Cup Technical Committee and asked to get a suitable replacement, which is most probably paceman Dushmantha Chameera, the statement said.
Shakti. Refresh your mind and body. Shakti Energy Drink. 350 rupees only. Available at island-wide leading groceries and supermarkets. Shakti. Taste the power.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නිපෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account. NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
SLT Mobitel, the national ICT solutions provider, wins top honours at the prestigious CMA Excellence in Integrated Reporting Awards 2023 held recently. SLT Mobitel received the accolades as a testament to the company's commitment to transparent communication and stakeholder engagement. SLT Mobitel was honoured with 2 awards, the Best Integrated Report in the Telecommunications Sector and an Overall Merit Award. The Best Integrated Report in the Telecommunications Sector award was presented to SLT Mobitel for its outstanding integrated report, a testament to the company's commitment to transparent communication and stakeholder engagement.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැ youth එකට නියමට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account. NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Prudential Shipping by Mendiswan, one of Sri Lanka's fast-growing shipping agencies, joins forces with Pace Marine India to enhance maritime operations at the Hambantota International Port HIP to commence STS operations. In the complex world of maritime commerce, the efficiency of port operations plays a pivotal role in global trade, and the introduction of ship-to-ship STS transfer operations at the HIP marks a significant milestone in the group's journey. By expanding its operational capabilities, the Mendiswan Group stands true to its vision of the growth and development of Sri Lankan businesses across borders. The STS transfer operations involve the direct transfer of cargo such as oil, liquefied petroleum gas LPG, liquefied natural gas LNG and other bulk commodities between 2 seafaring vessels.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at several places over most provinces of the island. Showers may occur in the western, southern and eastern provinces during the morning too. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters are likely at some places in the central, Sabaragamu and Uva provinces. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the central, Sabaragamu and Uva provinces during the morning. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during the thunder showers. This weather report was issued at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The President says Sri Lanka fully supports the UNSG's program to stop the Gaza conflict and establish peace. The IMF is happy even if Sri Lanka and China negotiate independently so long as there is even-handed treatment in debt restructuring. The Finance State Minister says the restructuring of public institutions to be expedited. 5,500 principals will be appointed on the 4th of next month. The State Minister of Technology requests the technical professionals to promote digital technology to face the present challenges successfully. Advisory is issued for severe lightning and heavy rain and rough seas. More details revealed after the fishing trawler carrying heroin and ice worth over 4 billion rupees seized. In news overseas, the Israeli military hints at readiness for ground offensive in Gaza. In sports news cricket, India climbs to the top with 4-wicket win over New Zealand. That concludes this news broadcast, and now it's back to your host this Monday morning, Anupama Gamage, on the other side.